Proceedings have again been adjourned in the trial looking into the disappearance of Joshlin Smith due to the health concerns surrounding key state witnesses, in particular Lourentia Lombaard. She appeared visibly distressed today during intense cross-examination by the defense lawyer of one of the three accused in the matter. Nasiphi Same live for us in Saldanha Bay in the Western Cape, and she joins us live now. Nasiphi, good evening to you. Let's start with Lourentia Lombaard once again being led away from the witness stand. She just could not hold it together. Let's start with the line of questioning from one of the defense lawyers who was questioning her. What exactly went on?
Well, Xoli, after days of testimony, today marked day 5 of a grueling cross-examination for Lourentia Lombaard, following those very explosive and detailed, grim testimony regarding the sale and disappearance of Joshlin. And she had to be escorted and assisted out of the witness stand. At some point, we saw the paramedics making their way into the building, and we had to prematurely once again adjourn for the day. And just last week, Thursday, Xoli, ahead of the long public weekend, Lourentia Lombaard was cleared by a general practitioner that she was good to go when it comes to the cross-examination. And the line of questioning at this particular stage, we are at the cross-examination by Kelly Smith's lawyer. If you remember, just yesterday, Lourentia Lombaard, in the midst of her confusion, admitting that she lied in certain statements, she remains firm in her initial testimony that Kelly is the one at the center of or into the disappearance of Joshlin, that is orchestrating the plan to sell Joshlin, and that the other three, or the other two rather, were mere bystanders, including herself. And the line of questioning by the lawyer was going into the inconsistencies that we've seen the defense pressing hard on, as we know that a statement was taken from Lourentia Lombaard after she was arrested in March, and about 7 months later in October, a confession statement by police was then taken once again under oath. And it is those discrepancies or inconsistencies that the defense is keeping a pulse on and pressing Lourentia Lombaard on.
Very briefly, Nasiphi, the lawyer representing Stevino van Rijn, putting it to Lombaard that she is implicating the client or her client, Stevino van Rijn, because it is out of anger from Lourentia Lombaard. What was that about?
Well, if you remember, Xoli, that when Detective Constable Refilwe testified, she had said the first time they went to Stefano van Rijn's home, he was being interviewed by a group of people, and it was during that interview that Stefano had put forward his suspicion of Ayanda, who we know is the partner or boyfriend to Lourentia Lombaard, and that they share 2 children with. And Stefano van Rijn's lawyer, Nobahle Mkabayi, put it to Lourentia Lombaard that the reason why she's implicating Stefano van Rijn is because she is still angry at the fact that she had implicated him in that initial suspicion that he believed that Ayanda was the one responsible for Joshlin's disappearance, as he was the one that sold Joshlin to a Sangoma. And at that stage, he was being interviewed by civilians during the search of Joshlin Smith. However, during that cross-examination with Nobahle Mkabayi, she also, indicated to Lourentia Lombaard that on that particular day that Joshlin disappeared, she prepared food for Joshlin and asked her how she felt about that particular instance, where she knew what the mother's plan was regarding Joshlin's fate. However, she still continued to pretend and act like everything is fine. So tomorrow, hopefully, we can expect Lourentia Lombaard to return to the witness stand to continue with her cross-examination.
Nasiphi Same wrapping up the day for us in the Saldanha Bay area, the court that is hearing the testimony, or rather looking at the disappearance of Joshlin Smith.